Sam 2, stand by 1 second. Next, I'll fire you past EMS. 911 Tamarack Parkway, Woodland Park PD. For a shooting victim in the parking lot of the PD, 911 Tamarack. Police on scene again at the Woodland Park Police Station for a shooting victim inside the parking lot. And it was on tone 2120.
My son is in my room, and I really want it to be okay. Oh, my son.
So your son is still with him?
No, my son is in his room. I don't care. This is the neighbor's apartment.
I'm going to ask you some questions, okay?
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
You see a different part of society that the normal public doesn't usually get to see and doesn't know about.
My most memorable calls and most disturbing calls were the child calls. In 1999, 2000, I had 5 pediatric deaths within about the same amount of months. We had to do personal counseling with a therapist, and we really started opening up a lot. And that's when they finally diagnosed me with PTSD.
News had talked about a little girl that had been shot and killed and had to be taken out, and when he came through the door, I knew that he did that.
Going into this field, I didn't realize how much it can wear and tear on you. The non-being able to sleep, running all these calls, seeing what we see.
My wife doesn't like it anymore at all. It's an issue right now, but that's what they think.
You saw the toll that these kind of things were taking, not only on the officers, but on the families. And there were a number of officers that came to me saying that their families were trying to convince them to get out of the job.
One of my classmates was watching Rebecca play with his children, and he knew all about the stuff that I had gone through. And he turned and looked at me and just kind of laughed and said, you know, he's the one that gave me the idea of Rebecca being the lifeline back. And he said, you know, she's the one that's going to help you heal. And right then she runs over and grabs me by the lapels and pulled me down and just stared at me like this and said something, I don't remember what it was, pushed me back and took off running laughing. And it's like, yep, exactly. She's the one that's going to get me back in touch with that little kid.
We're in a job where there's type A personalities, and type A personalities are tough personalities, right? Nobody wants to admit that they have a problem. We get called to fix problems, right? And so, you know, I don't know if there ever won't be, you know, that barrier there, but I think it's getting broke down.
We've got examples of very specific things in our department and other departments where we have saved the lives of officers. So I asked him, like, where you at? Where you going? And he said, I'm driving into the woods. I'm driving up to the mountains. And I knew immediately what he was doing. I said, well, where's your gun? He said, well, it's in my lap. I said, I need you to pull over right now. Pull over and put your gun in your trunk and drive home. And he said, okay.
If you're feeling these things, even at a low level, the earlier you talk about it, the better.
It's not something that has to affect you for the rest of your career.
We're just as human. You have to have the strength inside mentally at one of the worst times of your life.
I feel on the outside looking in that the services offered, the attitudes of the administration are not enough.
So what we really need is a statewide platform for behavioral wellness for emergency responders. We're all working in relative isolation to address a massive issue.
It's not even a need, it's a requirement to have the level of training that a person will need to have to deal with one of our colleagues that's in crisis.
Does that exist here?
Not that I'm aware of.